Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
Bwaaa!
Bwaaa trash fight all through the night, deep in the heart of Texas. The trailer park is nice and dark, deep in the heart of Texas. Dad drinks his brew and he spits his chew, deep in the heart of Texas. The TV blares, but no one cares, deep in the heart of Texas. Here we go!
Hey there, welcome back to Bwaaa, a King of the Hill rewatch podcast. I am Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
Rusty, we're feeling that like after the holidays letdown. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
but
it was
I'm definitely
like
feeling
it's like the wind down for the end of the year kind of feel to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we did miss a week. You and I both got sick.
Yeah, we did. We were feeling under the weather for sure.
But we got rid of it, and we're back in action. We're ready to go. And this being a That Ain't Right Friday, we're gonna do some more guest stars. This time from season 2.
Yeah. And there's some really good ones in season 2, like right out of the gate. The very first episode has 2 really good guests.
Oh yeah. The very first one, How to Fire a Rifle Without Really Trying. Angela Kinsey as Angela. And, Yeah. And Wallace Shawn as Philip Nwai.
Yeah, and Wallace Shawn, isn't he the guy from Princess Diaries?
Mm-hmm.
Or what's it called?
Yeah.
Princess Diaries.
Princess Diaries, yeah. Inconceivable,
Yeah.
that guy. Yeah.
Inconceivable. Yeah. He's also, I think he does a voice. I think he does a voice on Toy Story as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah,
he does
a
lot of voices.
He does the T-Rex.
Yeah, he does. He
He's
does
the
the
T-Rex.
Yeah.
And then of course Angela Kinsey from The Office.
Yeah, The Office. Yeah, you gotta love some Angela Kinsey. They actually have a really good podcast. Her and I can't remember her name, but the lady who plays Pam. They have their own podcast where they run through The Office. I don't know if you've ever heard it or not.
Oh
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
pretty good.
Office ladies. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, it's not bad at all. I would say that is the best Office podcast.
Well, hands down, they give you the you get all like the inside scoop with them, that you don't really get with a lot of these type of shows.
That's true. Next up, we've got Texas City Twister. That has, and God bless me, Neil Guntoili, Giuntoli. Yeah, as Wheezy.
I don't know. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine on that.
And then
let's see if I can see his name here.
Maurice LaMarche as radio announcer. So Maurice LaMarche seems to be a reoccurring person.
He's Brain. He does Brain and Pinky and the Brain. He does some Futurama characters. He does Zap Brannigan.
Zap Brannigan.
No, he doesn't do Zap Brannigan. Sorry. He does Kiff.
Oh,
Zach Brannigan's
Kiff,
the assistant, Kiff. Yeah. And then he plays a couple of other small characters on there too. And then anytime, I think there's an Orson Welles impression that somebody does on one of the episodes on the show, and that's him. He does a really good Orson Welles on Futurama apparently. But he's also done work on The Critic. He voiced 29 characters in one 30-minute episode on The Critic.
Holy crap. On The Critic, huh?
Yeah.
Did you ever
on
watch The Critic?
Yeah. Isn't that the one that had like the shaky kind of like lines? Like the lines were kind of wavy.
No, the critic was John
Lovitz.
John Lovitz, and he was like a movie critic.
Oh, okay. So no, I never saw that one. The one I'm talking of, I can't remember even the name of it, but like the lines on it were real wavy for the whole show. Like the whole show you were watching,
Yeah.
the lines were just, I don't know, it was really weird animation.
Yeah, the critic was I liked it. I thought it was really good, and it had a lot of like celebrity type stuff. It reminded me of like
that again.
Yeah, it reminds me of like a Family Guy or something like that as far as the humor goes.
I'm gonna have to run that back and watch that one. Yeah, I'm seeing here that I know we're talking about King of the Hill, but it has Nancy Cartwright in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
right from the
that's
Simpsons.
enough for me to watch it. Yeah, Bart Simpson.
It's good stuff. I really enjoyed
I'll
that
check
show,
it
and
out.
that was kind of one of the shows that really ticked me off when they canceled that. I don't even know what they replaced it with, but probably something that's not on anymore.
Yeah, probably so.
Next episode is Arrowhead. Maurice LaMarche again as John Lerner. So he is definitely a reoccurring voice.
Well, at this time, this would be, probably the height of like voice acting for him. This would probably be like one of the he's doing Pinky and the Brain at this time. The Critics, they're all around this time. Pinky and the Brain, the Critic.
Yeah.
The very beginning of Futurama, because Futurama started in what, like 99?
Yeah, something 2000,
like that. Because I remember it was around the millennial that it started, because that was a part of the hype of the show was the turning of the millennial.
Oh yeah. So the next episode we've got is one of one of my favorites is Halloween.
Oh, hold on. I don't want to interrupt you real fast, but I'm going to. So a fun fact about LaMarche. I thought this would be a cool fun fact to throw in there for him.
Yeah.
So there is a ride at Six Flags over Texas, which you and I both know to be in Arlington, Texas, and he voiced Yosemite Sam on a dark ride called Yosemite Sam and the Gold River Adventure. So if you ever ride that ride and you hear that voice,
it's Maurice LaMarche.
That's LaMarche. And it's still like immortalized. So it's like it started in 1992, and I believe that the ride is still going. So his voice is carried on for like 20 years on this Yosemite Sam ride.
Wow. That's kind of cool. The other guy that I mentioned, this Neil, how do you say his last name? Giuntoli, maybe Giuntoli.
What episode was he on?
Well, he was on Texas City Twister.
Oh, Texas City.
Yeah, Twister, the one before this one. But I felt bad because I didn't mention anything that he had been in. He was on NYPD Blue, Ally McBeal. For the most part, he's an actor in TV rather than just voiceover. He's been Jeff Foxworthy's show. He's been on a ton of stuff, a lot of CSI.
Are you talking about
things like that?
Jeff Foxworthy's abysmal sitcom? I mean, I like the don't get me wrong, I really like the blue collar comedy stuff.
Yeah.
But the two that I liked the most were Bill Engvall and They Call Me Tater Salad. I can't remember his name. Ron White. Those are the two that I like the most. I like them two the most. I really didn't like the "you might be a redneck" jokes. They just seem to appeal to one particular audience. They didn't have like a broad range of it. Like, you could listen to the humor from you could listen to Ron White's stories and stuff like that, and it was way better, way better stuff than like blue collar trailer park crap.
What's the same deal with Larry the Cable Guy? Same kind of stuff. It was one note. There's just one note there.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it is.
That was it. Yeah, so. And I mean, I guess he made his millions because you don't ever hear of him anymore.
Definitely.
You don't ever hear of him anymore.
Well,
so
all he had to do was
money and got out of it.
All he had to do was make nine Cars movies. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the Cars movies, that was enough for him. Just being because they had some other ones that were pretty stupid. There was that one Larry the Cable Guy Health Inspector, Delta Farce, and Witless Protection. And then they put him on the Cars stuff. I think the Cars stuff is probably where he made all.
Well, I remember
honest, probably the majority of his money.
I remember him from way back. He used to do radio spots. Like he would be a character that like these morning zoo crews would call or whatever. I remember when I was a kid, he would come on those radio shows and do his Larry the Cable Guy act.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, long time ago. Long time ago.
Oh, fun fact. I know this doesn't really matter, but Larry the Cable Guy's hometown is actually Pawnee, Nebraska, which is
Oh,
also
really?
which is also the Parks and Recreation
Yeah. Yeah.
city.
That's really fantastic. So
Yeah,
we're
that's a big old looping circle. Yeah, nothing to do with King of the Hill, but there you go.
we're up to Halloween, and
Okay, Halloween. Oh yeah, that's
of
an
course-
actual great one. Yeah.
of course the big one, Sally Field. Sally Field is Junie Harper, and then you got Neil Giantoli again as second closer. So
okay.
once again, this guy appears. Next one up is Jumpin' Crack Bass. Again, a favorite. There were hardly any cartoons that allowed the characters to try crack before this happened.
Yeah, not very many TV shows were feeding crack to their.
So-
Not very many at all.
You had Dan Butler as the attorney. You had Brent Forrester as the dealer, but the big one was James Carville as the judge.
Yeah, he was the judge. Yeah, James Carville.
Yeah, James Carville, known for being married to the big Democrat and him being the big Republican.
Didn't he work for like Bush, both Bushes, and like Reagan and stuff?
Yeah, he ran a lot of
something like
the Republican campaigns. Yeah,
Oh, okay, so he was a campaign guy.
yeah, he's a big campaign guy.
Oh yeah, wasn't he? What was his nickname? Wasn't he the Raging Cajun?
Raging Cajun, you got it. Yep, that's it.
No, he was the Democrat. I thought he was the Democrat, and his wife was the Republican.
I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah. You got it flipped around because they called him the Raging Cajun because he worked on Clinton's.
Oh, that's right. He
campaign.
was on Clinton's. Yeah,
And
you're
then
right.
Mary Madeline was her
Mary
name, and she
Madeline,
worked with
yeah.
Reagan, HWW, and she was a counselor to Dick Cheney.
I always wanted to call her Mary Matlin, but that's the
Mary Matlin.
deaf actress.
Blind. Oh, no, she's
She's
just
deaf.
deaf. Right?
She's not blind. Yeah. Okay, next one, Husky Bobby.
Husky Bobby.
I love this one just because of the way that he goes down the runway and all that stuff. I think it's just a fantastic one.
Yeah, I love this one.
Patricia Childress as Annie Menard and Crying Child. And then Joanna Gleason as the receptionist and Steve Vinovich as the salesman. I don't really know any of those names other than Joanna Gleason.
Well, I know. I just went ahead and looked her up just to see who she was. Patricia Childress.
Mm-hmm.
She actually has 2 Emmys.
Wow.
She has worked on award-winning films, including As Good as It Gets,
Mm-hmm.
Dead Man's Walk, a television film by writer Larry McMurtry. That's A Dead Man's Walk. It's a TV film.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Independent projects at MTV and CBS. She was associated with the Dr. Phil Show.
Okay.
She helped develop and create Dr. Phil's Ultimate Weight Loss Challenge, which broke daytime ratings records in 2003.
Okay.
So that's pretty obscure. And then she worked on the launch of model and TV personality Tyra Banks' program, The Tyra Banks Show.
Oh.
She earned 2 Emmys with The Tyra Banks Show in 2008 and 2009. And that was in the outstanding talk show / information category. And she was supervising.
Talk show / information. That's a
That's
wonderful
the
category
for
to
talk
be in,
shows.
right?
Yeah, that's where Oprah probably reigned supreme. She
What-
was the supervising creative director for 5 years for the show.
Wouldn't it
so she
surprise
was,
the crap out of some of these
yeah.
shows if like an information show won? You know, just like it's
Yeah,
about,
that would be
Alzheimer's
funny,
or
yeah.
something, you know, just boom, there it
Yeah.
is.
There it is. I imagine 60 Minutes is probably on. That's probably like the 60 Minutes kind of.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. Maybe not.
keep
well, no, 'cause
thinking-
that's like more of like a documentary.
Well,
It's like a documentary.
I keep
type
thinking
feel to it.
infomercials for some reason, you know.
Infomercials. Yeah.
So
Imagine an infomercial that lasted as long as a TV show.
yeah, that
Was able
happens.
to win that category.
So
Yeah.
Steve Vinovich, the other guy on here, he has been in.
Okay.
You talk about a guy who's been an actor for a long time. He's been in. I guess he was way back in Remington Steele, Hill Street Blues, Cheers, Tales from the
Oh,
Dark
wow.
Side, Mannequin, Perfect Strangers, L.A. Law, Webster, Roseanne. I mean, this guy is like.
Oh, he's done a lot of TV.
Oh,
Yeah. Cheers.
tons,
Yeah, I see it.
tons
Cheers.
of TV.
Oh, Family Matters, Matlock,
Yeah.
Step by
Yeah,
Step.
that's what I'm
I like
saying.
Step by Step.
Star Trek,
When I
Deep
first
Space
moved
Nine.
here
I
from
mean, come on.
England, Step by Step was one of the shows that was still on. It was still on TV
Really?
around that time. because it was on the TGI Friday lineup.
This
It was,
guy,
1996.
Family Matters, Beverly Hills 90210,
Yeah.
Wayans Brothers, ER, Grace Under Fire, Malcolm and Eddie, Ally McBeal, King of the Hill.
Everybody
And
was Raymond.
yeah, and then you get
Hey, Malcolm in the Middle is one of the shows that they're trying to revive. They're
Bryan
talking
Cranston's
about
trying to
bringing it back.
revive it. Yeah,
Yeah. That's
I
what
love
saw.
that show.
saw
I thought that show was
Hey,
fantastic.
I love that show too. I thought it was
Yeah.
amazing. That show won Peabody, 7 Emmys, 1 Grammy, and 7 Golden Globes.
I don't know
Golden
that
Globe
any other show has
nominations.
ever done that. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
I don't know either. It was one of the best. It's got to be one of the best of all time for sure. It has to be one of the best of all time.
And then what has to be the pinnacle of his career? He was Principal Weeby on Hannah Montana. So,
Oh wow,
that's got
I've
to
been
be
reading a lot of
right there.
controversy about Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah,
it's been a trending topic. Yeah, well, everybody, this is kind of old news, but one of the main producers of all those kids shows had like a foot fetish.
Oh,
and if you go back and look at a lot of these shows, like Sam and Cat with Ariana Grande and that one girl that was from the iCarly show.
Yeah.
iCarly show is one of them. And there's like a lot of weird scenes where they have their feet and they're just doing, it's just weird stuff related to feet in these kids shows.
No.
And it kind of the drama resurfaced again because Nickelodeon has said that they want to move away from female dominant characters in cartoons because little boys won't want to watch them. Kind of they're back on that kind of thing. And it was funny because somebody from Cartoon Network, I don't know if it was somebody actually affiliated with Cartoon Network or just a parody Twitter, but they posted a big huge picture of all of the female protagonists in all of the Cartoon Network shows, because Cartoon Network doesn't really shy away from, they're all about animation more so than catering, I feel like, to a certain demographic. Over the last 15 years or so, they got away from worrying about animation to worrying about targeting kids for animation.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, with all the new changes and stuff like that that's happened within Cartoon Network recently, they're supposed to be bringing it back to focusing again on purely focusing on animation to be consumed instead of targeting it just for kids or whatever. So Nickelodeon, a lot of drama with Nickelodeon. So maybe let's not watch some of those Nickelodeon shows.
Bwaaa trash fight all through the night, deep in the heart of Texas.
Next on our list, the man who shot Kane Scrittenberg.
This has some good ones on it. Yeah, this has some really good ones.
Yeah, it's got the three main. You
get Jim Cummings again with Topsy. Jim Cummings is the famous voice actor who does a lot of Winnie the Pooh stuff.
Well, you got the three.
He's prolific.
Yeah,
sure. He does all of the Winnie the Pooh Tigger stuff.
The main thing is the three guys from Green Day. You've got Billy Joe Armstrong, you've got Trey Cool, and you've got Mike Dirnt, and then Greg Daniels playing Booby, the other person in the band.
Oh yeah. You get the Green Day folks for the band. Yeah. Which there's a point in that episode where there's a song on TV where Luann is fixing Bobby's hair. The song is called Prosthetic Head, which is the final track from Green Day's 97 album Nimrod.
Wow. That's cool.
Which is something that I didn't get that last time when we ran through the show. So there you go. At least I don't think I did. I don't think I had that tidbit then. So there you go, a little pop for you guys.
The other person in this is Castillo Guerrera. I think I'm saying his first name correct. Castillo. He's been in a bunch of stuff, mostly as an actor though. I mean, we're talking.
He's an Argentinian actor, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking.
He was in The Usual Suspects.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. Burn Notice, did a lot of TV, of course. CSI Miami, things like that. So he is.
Deathstroke, Knights and Dragons. That's supposed to be a really good web series. I've never seen it, but I've heard good things about it. He does a voice on it.
Oh yeah. The next one is The Son That Got Away, and there's only one guest star on this, but one of the funniest guys I think that's been around, John Ritter as Eugene Grandy.
Oh, John Ritter. Yeah, I really that's one of those ones we lost too soon. I feel like in comedy. I don't know. He just you get a real good feel watching his comedy. Specifically the show that he did right before he died, the Teenage Daughter show that he had.
Yeah.
I remember watching that just because he was on it. And I don't know, it's just when you watch him, you just don't you can't feel like you can't help but smile. It's kind of like the Norm Macdonald feel, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
sure.
They just seem like super sweet people. You could tell that the people that they were around, if you were upset or you were sad, they were trying to do anything they could to make you feel better about whatever was going on. That's what I like about him. He has that kind of quality when you're watching him.
John Ritter was just one of those guys that became a really good actor too. You know, I mean, there's,
that too. Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
nothing better than John Ritter and Sling Blade. You know, I mean,
that's what I was gonna mention that. Yeah, Sling Blade, which is funny because I think in an episode in this season, you get an episode with Billy Bob Thornton and Dwight Yoakam in it. So it's kind of funny. You get John Ritter, and then in a couple of episodes, I think you get I'm pretty sure there's an episode in this season with those two in it. But
when did Sling Blade come out?
Sling Blade
96.
Sling Blade 96. So it would be like right around this time. It'd be right around this time.
So it makes
and I imagine with you got to think you got to think Mike Judge, who think of what he creates.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would be a movie. I'm not going to speak for him, but I feel like that would be a movie that he would be drawn to based on his the stuff that I've watched that Mike Judge has created.
I just wonder if
that would be something.
I just wonder if these guys met here. You know, I mean, because I don't know that John Ritter and Billy Bob Thornton would be hanging out in the same circles otherwise, you know?
Yeah, you did. Well, I don't know. That's what that when I talked to whenever we had the interview with Jay and Nicole, that was kind of one of the things they said. It's like everybody's kind of worked with everybody if you've been in the industry. So maybe they did kind of know each other.
Yeah, maybe so.
But either way, that movie couldn't have been a better put together movie. And I think the fact that Billy Bob Thornton, that's like his magnum opus, you know what I mean? He helped write it. The short that they made is a pretty good short because there was a short before there was the movie. They had like a little test thing that they did with it. And then he decided he wanted to run with the show. But it's that creepy scene at the beginning where the guy is talking about a transvestite.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the original skit is him talking to the girls and telling them the story, and then that guy talking crazy like that to him. That's the very beginning of the short too, which is also the beginning of the movie. But that's one of my probably top 5 favorites, honestly. Forrest Gump, Sling Blade. That's like top tier film.
That's an afternoon for you right there.
Easy afternoon too. Yeah.
So
add Tombstone in there, and that's a weekend almost.
Tombstone. The next one, and this is going to be our last one, so we'll have to do this in 2 parts for season 2.
Yeah, part 2. Yeah, season 2 is really, really long. Of course, yeah. We got
it is. There's a lot.
It's
There's
like
a lot.
20 plus. It's like 20 plus episodes.
But this is a big one. The Company Man. That's
a big one. You're right.
Billy West as Mr. Holloway had Emmett Walsh as Buck Strickland, who. Emmett Walsh, all-time actor, like from way, way back. Then you had Stockard Channing, Oh,
I know exactly who Emmett Walsh is. Mm-hmm. Emmett Walsh is the train driver on Wild Wild West.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. That's the only one I can remember him from outside of he did a voice on a movie that came out on my birthday, August the 6th, 1999. It was The Iron Giant. He does a voice on that. So that's where I recognize him from, is that and from Wild Wild West. The Iron quote Giant. Unquote. That's a beautiful movie.
Iron
that's
Giant is Iron Giant's one of my wife's favorite movies. I had a painting commissioned for her.
Oh wow!
Giant.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show me a picture of that. I want to see that.
Yeah, it's a cool.
That's
painting.
That's one of my top 5 animated films.
But
you gotta have your categories and your genres of your top 5s. That's definitely one of my top 5 animated movies.
Emmett Walsh is one of those guys. He had like a 60-year career. I mean, the guy has been. He's been in TV and movies since since Jesus was walking around. So
I'll quote Roger Ebert here. He said that no movie featuring either Harry Dean Stanton or Emmett Walsh in a supporting role can be altogether bad. So there
that's
you
true.
go.
That's true because you get to watch them
from the all, and he's still alive too. So
yeah,
you know,
he
don't take him too soon from his guys. Yeah, you know.
Well, I mean, he's been in just, I mean, good God, you look at the stuff that he's been in.
From 1969, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just the film that he's been in.
Just
he was
so
in.
much.
I mean, the Planet of the Apes. He was a part of the Planet of the Apes series.
He was in The Jerk.
The
for
Airport
God's sake.
77. The Jerk. Yeah, The Jerk. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Blade Runner.
First,
That's a good one. Blade Runner. I don't recognize a lot of these because I'm only so old. I remember him in George. He was George Henderson. Yeah, that's one I remember him in.
Yeah.
He was George Henderson.
My favorite quote from The Jerk. First, I'm in the phone book, and now I'm on your ass. So yeah, that's my favorite quote.
He was in that weird Romeo and Juliet film with Leonardo DiCaprio and was it Kate Winslet that he did that with?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe so. I don't know.
No. It was Claire Danes. It was Claire Danes. No, it was just the reason why I remember it is because it was around it was like, I think it came out, when it came out? It came out in 1996. Well, I remember like in like 6th grade, I was like real into reading poetry and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher somehow managed to get it approved or just didn't care and just played the movie. So we got to watch Romeo and Juliet because it's the actual Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah,
like
it's the actual
the
thing.
whole
Just
actual
brought
original
into
play.
those times. Yeah.
Just really like, I really thought it was cool. And they're like, put down your sword. And they're pointing guns at each other.
Mm-hmm.
So as a kid, you were just like, I was really hyped for the movie as a teenager, young preteen. It was a really good movie.
And then Stockard Channing, one of my favorites. She has been.
Yeah, she's one of my favorites.
She's been in a ton of stuff. She had her own show.
Rizzo.
She had her own show on Fox for a while. That was.
She did. Stockard Channing had a show.
Yeah.
I need to find. I gotta go back and put that on the list of things I need to go back and watch. I remember her specifically on, of course, Grease.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a movie that my wife loves to watch. It's with I can't remember what her name is. It's a movie about the chick that got pregnant and lived in a Walmart. Like her boyfriend leaves her at the Walmart or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And she played Queen Amidala. I can't remember her name. Oh my gosh. Whatever her name is. That's Stockard Channing's in that movie too. That's one of my wife's favorite movies.
But the big one
it's
here.
gonna kill me what the name of that is.
The big
screamer.
The big one here is MF Atherton, Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds playing MF Atherton. Yeah. Burt Reynolds has been in some of the really good movies, and Burt Reynolds has been in some really bad movies.
Yeah, he's been in some corny movies. But I guess when you've been in movies as long as he has, and I'm sure he didn't have the best of spending habits at some parts of his careers. You gotta get Where the Heart Is the name of the movie I was talking about. Natalie Portman and Stockard Channing, Ashley Judd, and Joan Cusack. There you go.
Yeah.
That's this all-star cast. But yeah, no, I don't Burt Reynolds. So for me, I guess my favorite movie that I really like of Burt Reynolds is The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Best Little Whorehouse in Texas is great, but
that's one of my favorite movies.
The first Smokey and the Bandit is probably
Smokey and the Bandit, yeah.
That's probably like his pinnacle. I mean, he did a lot of stuff after that, and he did a lot of stuff before it. But I mean, when you put a movie on his tombstone, it's going to be Smokey and the Bandit, I would think.
Yeah, I think so too. It'd be Smokey and the Bandit, definitely.
I don't think it's going to be Sharky's Machine.
I don't think it's going to be. Well, I don't know. Deliverance. Because that was his real breakthrough. So Deliverance,
Deliverance, and then of course his defining role in Boogie Nights. So
yeah. Well, I did like the original Longest Yard. That was okay.
Yeah, that's true. Good. Longest Yard's good. Yeah, I'm just saying he's been in some good stuff. I mean, Gator.
We could go back and probably name some corny stuff. Navajo Joe.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was in just about anything he could be in the late 80s, 90s, anything that got.
He was trying to hold on to his relevance from the 70s all the way through the 80s.
And you see that with a lot of guys, I mean, Bruce Willis is one of my all-time favorites, but he's made some real crap. But
at the very end for sure.
Yeah.
And now we know why he was in, because people were actually, it was the Razzies, isn't that what they're called? The ones that do or is that for porn? Is
no. Razzies is
not
regular. Yeah.
Razzies. Okay,
You're
I was
thinking
making sure because I know. Oh, well, the Razzies even rescinded an award that they give out,
right?
Because that once his condition was released, which is sad to hear, and we're losing a great actor, because he really played in some really good stuff. Obviously, one of my favorites of his was the what is it, the ones with the assassins? It's like they're all assassins or something. It was like kind of one of his.
Oh, you mean those 33 movies that he made that had assassins in it?
No, I don't think it was the 33 ones. Never mind. It was the one with Matt. What's his name?
I just remember him from. He's always going to be Moonlighting to me. The guy from Moonlighting.
Yeah, Moonlighting. Yeah,
loved Moonlighting.
That was a little bit before me.
Yeah,
so
I
really missed that one. But
but
for me, it was like 12 Monkeys, The Fifth Element, Armageddon, The Sixth Sense, all that stuff. Red, that was the one I was thinking of. Red and Red 2. Those are the two.
Oh yeah, Assassins. I get what you're saying. Yeah. The thing that
the Last Boy Scout, that was a really good one.
The thing that I completely forgot about with Burt Reynolds was Evening Shade. It was a TV show that he had on for almost 100 episodes. I mean, the guy was on for a long time. That was a CBS.
Who was the one? He wasn't Knight Rider, was he?
No.
Who was Knight Rider? Who played a Knight Rider?
That's the man who eats hamburgers off the floor. David Hasselhoff.
Oh yeah, that was David Hasselhoff. Yeah, Michael Knight, Team Knight Rider. Yeah.
I keep seeing this, and this has nothing to do with that. It said hamburger, but I keep watching these news bloopers, right, to go to sleep. And I got to tell you, they don't make enough news bloopers, by the way.
No, they don't.
I did a quick shout out to news bloopers. I was watching a reel the other night that I hadn't seen, and guess who pops up in the middle of that reel? It's Pete. It's Pete Sousa, just right in the middle of the. Right in the middle.
Oh wow! Yeah, he's famous. Yeah, Pete
reel.
Sousa's famous.
Yeah. But I keep watching
them all over the world,
and I keep seeing this one, and this only has to do with hamburgers. But this guy throws it to the female anchor there who's going to talk about traffic or something, and he goes, and now to the Hamburglar, and it switches over to her, and she's got this black and white top on, and it's just so cruel.
It's just that's funny.
It's not even a blooper. It's a guy just being a jerk, but it was very good. All right, man. Well, that's it for this one. I think we've probably bored enough people out. But this is guest stars, and we did season 2, part 1.
Yeah, season 2, part 1.
Yep, we did how to fire a rifle without really trying, all the way up through the company man, and we'll pick that back up another Friday. You want to tell them where they can find us?
Yeah, you can find us anywhere at BWAAAKOTH. You could also, we have a link tree now, so you go to Linktree. That's linktr.ee/BWAAAKOTH, and that has all of our links there. And you can also go over to roguemedianetwork.com and catch us too. Also, I've only gotten one submission so far, so by default, the guy will win the shirt if nobody else wants to do it. I can't not send him a shirt for being the only one to do it. But we have one AI generated story so far. So
yeah, we need some more.
Don't forget to get those submissions in. It's BWAAAKOTH@gmail.com. Don't forget to get those submissions in while you can. Otherwise, this guy's going to win a shirt.
Any AI story submission, and as long as it doesn't have anything to do with sex.
No sex. I don't think the terms of service on those AI generations let them do that anyway. So they might be able to make something erotic, but it won't be like super sexual. It won't let you say penis or anything or like that.
It won't let you say prompts. Penis. Yeah.
Well,
that's good.
You won't be able to say penis.
That's good.
You might be able to say member. They might be able to say
junk.
member or junk tool. Or all what. Those little cheesy Western porn books have some really good terminologies for
cheesy Western porn books. What are you talking about?
that other podcast that you guys have
Oh,
produced
you're
now.
talking about bustles and bangers.
Boobies and bustles and bangers. I was gonna say titty tassels and whiskey. I didn't know what you called it. I couldn't remember what it was called.
That one has not started yet, but it will. It will start after the first.
Oh well, there you
of
go.
the
That's a
year,
teaser. There you go, guys. That's a teaser for the start of the year for bustles and bangers, which talks. It's a
or
they
titty twirlers
discuss
and whiskey, whichever.
yeah, titty twirlers and whiskey, where they discuss
Yeah, it's a married
Western
couple.
romance novels.
It's a married
So, yeah.
couple, and they read trashy romance novels and to each other. It's
I think it's gonna be funny.
It's a lot more than you think it is. So, all right. Well, that was great, man. I appreciate you coming in and doing this last minute. And Happy New Year to you, and Happy New Year
to you,
to everybody out there. And we will
Happy New Year to all of y'all.
Yeah, man, and we will pick it back up starting on Monday in 2023.
Yep. In 2023. Be ready, guys. We're going to hit it hard and heavy in 2023.
Oh, okay. All right.
Can't wait.
It's good to see y'all. We'll talk to you soon.
Lasagna.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.